Hey everybody, and welcome to BFM Food Market Podcast number 10. Hope you're having a great day. Guys, I want to start podcast number 10, kind of like a quick recap for anybody new following us, what it is. And BFM Food Market is really just an idea. It's an idea that I have in my head, and this idea came when I watched an episode of 60 Minutes years ago, and I wanted to bring food into these areas, and it evolved from like a machine like a red box where you rent the CDs, DVDs, and evolved to me filing a provisional patent on a device. It's basically a box that operates three ways. Has a door. It's a box with a door. Opens three ways. NFC reader for credit cards, a digital screen for mobile device or facial recognition, and the augmented reality application that runs on the user's mobile device. So guys, those are the three cashless ways, and that's what I wanted to do. One of the things I had to overcome the evolution of this was, how do I bring food into these areas and keep the food protected? Because there's a lot of that happening in these areas, because there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of there's nothing in these areas. So things like that. That's just what happens when that environment's there. So there's people in these communities that leave the community to go get food, and then there's also people in the community that just don't go anywhere for lack of cars or mobility. So all these things kind of was like, okay, Jose, how do I get food in there, right? How do we do it? How do we figure this out? And that's what I came up with, this box. So guys, that's what this whole thing is. I'm starting to document the whole journey. What happened is about 5 weeks ago, I had submitted for the provisional patent. I started documenting. So we started documenting about a year and a half ago, November 2019 on YouTube. And then we just started 2018. It's been a year and a half. So we've been documenting on there and just started showing the path of the idea. And from that year and a half, I put up the website, filed the provisional patent, and created the prototype. So from an idea for a year and a half, that 24 months, it's been like 24 months. From the first time I told somebody this idea to right now, we've been able to, from just in my head, from that to having a miniature prototype where we filed for provisional patent on that. And I believe this box can protect the food and let us bring food into underserved communities, right? So it'll be just like a cool thing. I want to have it all teched out. In China, they're doing a lot of NFC, facial recognition, a lot of things with barcodes, scanning, a lot of high-tech stuff. And I'm like, well, that's going to be coming, right? So that's all these things culminated to this. So here we are, guys. So now that you're all caught up, we're about 24 months in from the time I told somebody at the Polsky Center the idea, and I got some positive feedback, to now. So guys, let's jump into what we did last week. Last week I know I wanted to start trying to be more exposed, just kind of be more raw. And so I started doing more videos of just that, and just being more raw. I just want to be this is Jose, this is who I was. I did some fucked up evil shit sometimes in my past. My mind wasn't really right. Just the environment was all messed up sometimes. So these are the things I want to just start being out there, hey, this is who I am. Right now I'm about $75,000 in debt. Most of that student loan. And 48, sleeping on the couch, my mom's couch. My life hasn't really done anything. So fuck it. I decided to have an idea. I'm like, you know what? Let's just stop doing fucking around with your life and try something. So that's what this is. We're gonna try, see what happens. We're gonna execute. I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. He's always talking about putting up content, document your journey, execute. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So if you notice the last podcast, we talked about sending it out to Texas. So I didn't get a chance to do that because there's a lot of people and I haven't found the right person. You know what? I didn't spend enough time on doing it. So let's let's figure that out. So I'm going to figure that out. But I was able to start tagging some people. I started tagging news, some Block Club Chicago. I just want to I really want to get out there just because currently I'm broke, and so I want to start getting out there and just because what I'm hoping is like some serendipitous thing, like you always see on social media where somebody like makes a record or does something and they just pop. Well, kind of like that's what I'm kind of hoping, that maybe somebody sees it and says like, yeah, Jose, I like that idea, I want to back you. So that's what the whole social media part is, by documenting and just letting people know. And then I started tagging more people, and I gotta start doing more tags on YouTube also. And so for this week, that's what we were able to do. We did some articles, started doing more videos, just trying to be just more like, hey, this is who I am, right? And hoping that something happens. And that's, I guess that's it. So moving forward this week, we're going to be focusing on writing more articles. I know I just wrote 2 articles, an article last week, and I have something I put on Facebook for Lakeview Food Pantry. I'm going to change that into an article and put that on LinkedIn. So then I have a couple articles out there, and I have my presentation up there. We put our presentation up there. Check that out. Let me know what you think. Comment below. And that's it. So guys, that's what we're going to be focusing on for this week. Focusing on articles, just being more exposed, just being like raw, and just putting up content, just being more authentic, because I wanted to start doing more authentic stuff. Because when I was doing other videos, I'd be like, hey guys, do you want to know about what our idea is? So it's more like, I just want to be like, real deal like this. So guys, stick around for that. Subscribe. Let me know what you think. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.